Good afternoon, one and all, and thanks very much for joining us for another sunset safari. This time coming to you live from Pridelands Eco Training's property outside the town of Hoedspruit in South Africa's northeast. My name is Liam Burrow. I'm the very fortunate naturalist here in the driver's seat, and as you can see, sort of over my right shoulder here, kicking things off with a bit of a bang. Almost completely forgot. The legendary man behind the lens this afternoon is, of course, BK Uhuru. Is this bull going to come our way? It looks like he might. That's epic. Yeah, for the last half an hour or 40 minutes, we've been watching these elephant bulls drinking water, splashing mud. But of course, we started to panic as we were going live. Murphy's Law, they started to disappear. Still a few more kind of coming down over the horizon. But thankfully this chap very obligingly choosing to stick around. Once again, we'd love to remind you that we like to keep these drives as interactive as possible. So please keep your questions coming throughout the show. If you haven't already, head to our app and register. You can submit your questions there on YouTube or, of course, via Twitter under the hashtag WildEarth. Yeah, get in touch with us. We love to chat to you. We love to hear from you and answer, of course, any of your safari-related questions. Sweltering temperatures for us this afternoon here in Pridelands. It really is cooking. Thanks very much, Elna. Good afternoon to you. And yes, indeed, hopefully a nice busy bumble this afternoon. Things are certainly looking good. Hey, having a nice splash there. Oh, that does look refreshing. Again, these ellies need an enormous amount of water, which they'll also need access to probably twice a day at least, in order to stay happy and healthy. For a really massive bull, probably somewhere in the region of 300 liters of water every day. I'm amazed by how much the water level in this Ndlovu Dam has actually dropped since I was here last. It's come down by at least a meter, maybe 3 feet. And BK and I were also commenting that the elephants have actually collapsed the dam wall on the opposite side. So the management team here is going to have to fix that. Hall, absolutely. It is front and center in our minds. Thankfully, we've also got quite a wide network of other field guides on other properties, all connected via a WhatsApp group. So we should hopefully be able to kind of keep track of him if any sightings are reported. I want to try and be as careful about sort of not really giving away his exact location. He is obviously such an exceptional male. We don't want to put him at any risk of danger from people. But if there's any possibility of presenting a view of him, it'll be top priority for us. Again, I last saw that bull something like 9 years ago when I worked on Baluli, Olifants West, a little lodge called Sausage Tree, and he was my favorite character. I think that was very much the beginning of my my intense affinity towards ellies. I loved Ezelwini, and it just spread. was hopeful this youngster might go in and have a bit of a swim, but perhaps he's not hot enough. A strong wind blowing in now from the north. That's taking the edge off nicely, cooling things down. Very, very typical at this time of the year, but it presents massive risk of fire. Should somebody chuck a lit cigarette or sort of have an uncontrolled campfire or something, it could get out of control very, very quickly. Anyway, speaking of such things, time now to have a look at what's in store for us with the weather.
Beautiful way to start this sunset safari. I'm at Gowrie Dam at the moment. As you can see, we've got a beautiful grey heron that is just moving very slowly along the water edge, seeing if there is any potential prey around here at Djuma Private Game Reserve in the world-renowned Sabi Sand, South Africa. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me on Rusty, we've got the one and only OD. So thanks for joining. And we've got a very special guest as well as joining us this afternoon, David Hoverman, of course.
Greetings, everybody. Hello, hello. From a very nice day here in the Lowvelds. Hello, hello.
Yes, so of course, David Hoverman is now the training manager of Eco Training. So it is going to be so exciting having him next to me, and I'm hoping he's not going to be assessing me and taking points and all that. So yes.
Yeah, thanks, Cedric. It's really good to be here on Djuma. Thanks, WildEarth. Hope we can find something out here in the bush. Always nice to spend some time in wilderness settings.
Exactly. But now, as you can see, we are sitting at Gowrie Dam, and far in the distance, right there at the inflow, we've got a beautiful male waterbuck. That, of course, is just really enjoying ruminating there, lying down, enjoying the late afternoon sun. And then on top of that, we've got is it the same grey heron? No, it's the same grey heron. Sorry, it looked like that grey heron flew all the way to that dead tree. So, of course, rather enjoying the afternoon relaxation. Oh, no, woolly neck stork as well. Everything is happening at Gowrie Dam. Elsa, a good afternoon to everyone. Thank you so much, Elsa, and a very, very good afternoon to you too. And thanks once again for joining us on our sunset safari. We do apologize about the windy conditions this afternoon. It is a typical windy time of the year. Of course, August is coming up now, and this is when the wind starts pushing through, but it won't be for too long. I think the wind will start subsiding in the next hour or two, but I do apologize if we get some wind noise on our mics. But how nice is this? A great way to start. But now, of course, different when coming to those two birds now. I've got the woolly neck stork, and of course the woolly neck stork is more of a wader hunter, so the woolly neck stork will wade through the water areas, trying to unsettle some of the sediment, and if there is any frogs or fish, grab it. And of course, the grey heron is more a stealthy hunter, waiting for that opportunity. If anything swims by with lightning quick strikes, it'll grab it with its sharp beak and of course devour that prey species. And there's loads and loads of tilapias, fish inside of this dam. Sorry, go with that, Jared, again. I heard a comment there. Steve, you're loving these drives, and yes, a newbie to WildEarth. Well, Steve, it is so nice that you are joining us, and what a perfect day to join us on a sunset safari. And as I said, we've got a very experienced guide next to us as well, David Hoffman, and I'm hoping that we are going to try and tickle his brain a bit this afternoon, and we can see what we can find. But yeah, how nice is this once again, David, having some nice zebras around here. We've been missing zebras quite a bit on Juma.
Oh, really? Nice. It's definitely one of my favorite animals, the animal that kind of moves in perfect harmony, the light and the dark, that black and white. It's just such a gorgeous contrast in the bush this time of the year is exceptionally green, but they're always nice to see them doing a little bit of grazing, and you might think that they're happy, with their tails wagging all the time. But yeah, chasing away some flies over there.
Do you love relaxing at a waterhole with the sights and sounds of Africa all around you? Well, we have some really exciting news for you. From August 1st, Africam is joining forces with WildEarth to bring the majesty of Africa right into your living room with 9 incredible new waterhole cameras from across South Africa and Kenya. Get ready to embark on a new journey. This is Live at the Waterhole.
See quite a lot of nervous body language with that female. As the young bull approached her, she immediately turned to try and shield that calf. While bulls don't make it their business to injure babies, they can be a bit boisterous and very, very easy to do damage to a little youngster. Lynn, certainly Ellies can be quite intimidating, even in the vehicle. But once you've spent a bit of time with them and you can learn to interpret a bit of their basic body language, it's far more awe-inspiring than frightening. Oh, bliss. Ellie's just drinking now. That's great.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the other half of the Djuma team. We are starting with a slightly different view of Gowrie Dam. Cedric has already showed you one view from the dam wall, but we are on the complete other side. So although you've already seen this dam this afternoon, it is a different perspective, and life is all about different perspectives, everyone. Good afternoon, my name is Lauren. I do have Cameron on camera, who is here for interview, but don't worry, Gert is here as well. So I have two cameramen. Am I lucky? Yay! But at this side, we get a really good view of the woolly-necked stork and the grey heron. As some of you will know, grey herons are one of my favourite birds. I adore them. Yes, they're common, but yes, they're also awesome. So we've got two magnificent birds here. This woolly-necked stork seems to be, well, hanging around quite a lot these days. Now, I'm sure Cedric has updated you, but the mating leopard scenario is just really confusing. We've driven a drainage line. My heart was beating a little bit fast because I didn't know if I was going to get stuck. They're inside the lodge, and Vuatella Lodge is not operating as a commercial lodge anymore, and that's where they are. They're in there, and unfortunately, they just seem to be silent during the day. So we're not able to pick up on those sort of those vocalizations that they give off when they're mating. So it's a little bit of a conundrum. Even if we can't get a great sighting with them, it would be wonderful to know who that female is. Yes, we can speculate, but really, who is she? Females do move out with their territories in order to seek a mate. So it could be Klalamba, it could be another leopard. We literally don't know. And this has been going on for a few days, and it all makes sense now, because I had alarm calls that I was trying to follow up on. A leopard was seen. Couldn't find anything. Cosmic Carol, you want cats, cats and more cats. Well, we'll do our best. The Nkohumas were found on Cheetah Plains this morning. We don't have Traverse there, but at least we know where they are. And our mating leopards, we kind of know where they are. Not really accessible either, but it's good to sort of start to pinpoint where all the animals are moving. So Cosmic Carol, we will do our best just for you. I know this drainage line so well. I've put a huge hole in Wendy's door that Opa was just unbelievably shocked at, following Tingana all the way through this very drainage. Tingana's our older male leopard. So I know it, I just need to figure a way of trying to find out where those leopards are. But as I try and figure it out, we're going to send you over to my beautiful friend Trishala.
Hello everyone, welcome to a warm and windy Madikwe and a very nice, very dark giraffe bull. Hello you. Thank you for strolling through. You can probably hear the wind and also the canopy of this vehicle flapping about, but it's okay because it's nice and warm. Hi everyone, it's me Trishala. I've got Lloyd on camera and it's all happening this afternoon. Actually, I'm going to turn around because I'm going to show you over to the other side where there's elephants. Yay! Very exciting. So just as we left camp, there were a whole lot of elephants that were at the little dam that's right outside our camp. And it's not impossible that this little group is also part of that herd that will make their way towards the dam a little bit later maybe. But look at how red they look from dust bathing in this iron oxide rich soil. Now we saw about 3 of them, and I think it might be mum and 2 calves, but one of course being the oldest sibling of this little one. I can't see where that other one has gotten to yet though. So plans for today. So we told ourselves that we would jump in and drive straight towards the brown hyena area. But But then we got stopped by a whole lot of Ellies. Now, how am I supposed to not stop for Ellies? See? So I had to. But our plan is to make our way into that area. It's really hilly, and it just feels very, very thick and bushy, and that makes me feel like there's a whole lot of potential. So we're going to head off in that direction. But of course, we will stop to see anything cool, because that's the point of taking you all on the biggest game drive vehicle in the... Nadia! Hi, Nadia! Did you say I'm your favorite person in the world? That's very sweet. Thank you for joining us, Nadia. I'm so glad that we can share all these wonderful experiences together, this wildlife, these animals, these trees, these different environments, different reserves. I definitely find it special. Look at the color especially against the dry vegetation at the moment, and the dry vegetation gets quite gray. You see the same thing in Djuma. And then the redness, the landscape, the sand that these elephants are carrying on themselves as they walk through the landscape is just so contrasty compared to the grayness. Anyway, I am going to head off, and I'm going to send you over to Amakhala to say hello to Tessa.
Thank you so much, Trish. It's so good to hear your voice, and it sounds like you are loving Madikwe. You're right, you can't say no to elephants. They're just too good. Now, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Amakhala Game Reserve. We're down in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa, and it's a beautiful and very rainy day. My name is Tess, behind the camera is Morgan, and we are hoping we're going to be able to stay out for a while. Please. It's already starting to rain again, but we're going to push through for as long as we can, so that we can enjoy all of the different animals that the Eastern Cape has to offer. In this little mixed group of antelope, where we've started our afternoon in the clearings, we've got a mix of blesbok and red hartebeest. And it looks like they're enjoying each other's company as they lay down and have a little bit of a rest. The sun is just starting to peek through behind us, which is very confusing because there's rain in front of us. It's coming from behind those blesbok and hartebeest.
Yeah, and zebra.
Oh, what, they're zebras? Oh, we didn't even see the zebras until now. That's so funny. The sun made them glow white. They're out in the open, and yet we missed them. Well spotted, Morgan. To be fair, that zebra in the middle looks very brown. It's not really a white zebra. But the other two that are lying on their sides having a proper sleep, they're nice and white, they're clean. That is so cool. So it seems like everybody is hanging out in the same spot today, and I definitely can't blame them for that. It is a beautiful area to soak in the sun while you are digesting your food. It takes a lot of energy to pull off a decent round of digestion. It's been raining pretty much consistently since last night. So the sun, this is the first peak we're having. It's amazing. Livy, good afternoon. I will definitely try and find you some giraffes. It is nice to see the animals out and about enjoying the sun. Let's hope that the rain doesn't threaten too much and that the sun decides to pull through. It is so nice with my back to the sun. I can only imagine how good these zebras and hartebeest and blesbok are feeling. It's been a very cold day, it's been a windy day, rainy day, right the way through since last night. So you can imagine they're probably struggling quite a bit in terms of keeping themselves warm, because their coats are going to be wet, the ground is wet, the grass is wet. So the sun is this first opportunity for all of them to kind of just relax and let themselves thaw out and start drying off. They look quite comical all lying together. Elka, you are enjoying the sleepy zebras. It's always nice, actually. And one of the coolest things about sleepy zebras is that they actually lie flat on their sides, unlike a lot of the other species. That one on the left you can see is flat in the grass. And that's one of the very different things that zebras do. If you look at all of those hartebeest and even the blesbok, they've all got their heads up. So they don't want to lie flat on their sides because it's a little bit too vulnerable. But also it means that more of you is going to get wet, including your head. But the zebras don't seem to mind. But a sleepy dazzle is always good.
Not everyone gets excited to hear a leopard chuff, spot a pangolin, or see a real impala rut. But if you are wild about the wild, you can become part of a community of like-minded nature lovers and share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Join the Explorers Club and you will also enjoy the many benefits that come with it too. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
So our elephants have all but left the water's edge here at Ndlovu Dam on Pridelands. One large bull still in view. He's been back and forth to the water a couple of times, but yep, there he goes. I think he's done, thirst quenched for the afternoon. And on that note, I think BK and myself will probably fairly shortly get mobile for the afternoon. Time to start covering some ground in search of some different things. Yeah, I think let's do it. No time like the present. Alrighty, speaking of time spent around the waterhole, let's check in with Lauren and see how her afternoon is going.
Obviously there's a lot happening in the area of Gowrie Dam, but these impala are very alert. A car has just driven past, but they're not really known to get spooked by cars so much. So I'm just trying to pay attention to them to see if they have any of the answers. No, they do have the answers, but they're just not sharing it with me. I can't speak Impala, unfortunately, but I can try to read them as best as my human mind will allow. Look how huddled they are together. The Zebra's staying close. Obviously, it's windy. Now, wind can spook animals. It can cause them to stay very close together. It messes with hearing. They start to hear things move and rustle and break and snap, and it is just a wind. Of course, they're on high alert. Milo, for sure. Just don't feel qualified enough to understand it. It's because they'll know there are leopards around. These leopards are very noisy when they're mating, and for sure they will be very aware of that. I'm just going to keep looping and working the area. It's what one in South Africa would call a hectic drainage line. But we can work it. I won't put any more holes in Wendy, I promise. I remember when I was going to Tlalamba, our leopardess, her den site, I actually put a tree right through the middle of the car. It just appeared next to me in the passenger seat. So I'm going to be very cautious today. I'm just hoping to hear an alarm call. We need a clue. An alarm call from the monkeys that are around, and oh boy, they were around. Don't worry, they were around. I had great conversations with them earlier. Or the impala. Or the zebra. There's a lot of animals around here, so someone is going to give us a clue at some point. That's what I feel. Unless they really are in the honeymoon suite, like Grumpy Old Man said. Trust you, Grumpy Old Man. Don't know where that honeymoon suite is, but I'll try and find it. And of course, there are no humans at site now. So it's a lodge for the leopards. Okay, I'm going to keep working this area. I'm determined to get some success, but we're going to send you guys all the way over to Tess.
Oh, sounds like it might be an action-packed afternoon in Djuma. I hope you find the mating leopards, Lauren. Now, Darcy Miller, ostriches. They're here, finally. So I think this is the same pair that we've viewed a couple of times in the last week or two. They've been around this area, the youngish adults. Something has caught their attention, much like those impalas, but maybe a little bit less nervous. But they have stopped and looked in the same direction a couple of times, so they're obviously hearing something that we're not. But it looks like a male and a female, the male on the left, the female on the right. The male is much, much darker. And the last few times we've seen them, he's been looking a little bit mottled, so it looks like his adult plumage is finally coming in full force, and you can now officially see a colour difference. There's a warthog in the back. Not often we get a warthog on camera. Hello, pig. Oh, an ostrich is still nervous. Look at that. Big stretch. I was about to say he might poop. There we go. Quite a large quantity of excrement produced by an ostrich. And it looks like these two are on a lunchtime mission, sharing a late lunch. Marks, the ostriches definitely do have very different looking faces. They are quite pretty because their eyes are so big. Very, very, very big, in fact. They're a little bit far for us to see their faces, and of course with the rain we are not going to get any closer. We don't off-road here at Amakhala regardless, but there will also be quite a few roads closed, so we won't be able to go around to the road that's at the back of them. But they are quite beautiful animals. Very, very unusual. The largest bird and the largest flightless bird. Standing at about 2 meters tall, so about the same size as a baby giraffe. Probably a smidge taller than a newborn giraffe. I'd love to know what they're eating going through this open field. Darcy Miller, I'm happy you're enjoying the ostriches. Luckily, no cheetahs in sight, so you can breathe a sigh of relief for the ostriches. Well, I suppose a half sigh, because they might be here, we just might not have spotted them. But I don't think they were in this area this morning. I think they were still in the western part of Amakhala this morning. We're now in the central part of Amakhala, and the mission for my last afternoon is going to be down in the basin, that beautiful big open area at the foot of all the mountains. Lots of diversity. I'm hoping for some elephants. We'll see how it goes. But the ostriches are a bonus, especially in this weather, because we really weren't sure that we were going to see anything. But as usual, we actually shouldn't have doubted it, because Amakhala always seems to represent, no matter what the weather is doing, we always have the most amazing and unusual sightings. So they've swapped sides now. Now the male's on the right and the female on the left. She's been left behind a bit. Now that colour difference is going to get quite a bit more stark as they get older. The male's going to stay that nice black colour with the white tips on the wings. The female, she's actually going to fade a bit more to a nice dusty grey to make sure that she camouflages during the day when she's sitting on the eggs, and the male takes over at night so he can camouflage in the darkness to keep everybody safe.
Did you know that the WildEarth team makes weekly behind the safari content? Would you like to get to know the WildEarth family better? See how we live.
This is Igor's bedroom.
Learn about our production process. And see the antics that happen off camera. Sign up to be an explorer and you will get access to all this content and more.
So I believe there's a little dam around here. I think maybe that's where this elephant bull is going to. And it just escaped between the bushes. Okay, well, we're gonna try our luck. This is, like I said, the nice thing about a new place is that you don't know and you take a road. Sometimes it's the wrong road, sometimes you get lost. It doesn't matter. It's all part of the experience. Chris, you'd like to know if I've seen any leopards yet? No leopards yet. But We most definitely were by a leopard. Was it yesterday evening? Yesterday evening, yeah. Yesterday evening there was definitely a leopard. We heard the kudu alarm calling. 100% there was a leopard, just couldn't find it, or it didn't want to be found, rather. Where did you go? I'm sure there is a dam nearby here. At least it says so on the map. Well, if we can't find him, we'll just carry on our way as.
So I have done a little bit of the northern boundary, Buffelshoek cut line, the northern side of Djuma, just to see if anything has come south over into Djuma itself and well, onto the property, but unfortunately no luck. But I know this morning no one has done the western area of Djuma, and for me I always do this one specific road, of course known as Zoe's. And a good thing about Zoe's is why I do it is there is those two leopards, or tortoise pan and shadulu. They like using that as their furthest eastern boundary of their territory, so they do a lot of marking up and down on that road, but no one has gone onto that side this morning. So I think that is my plan of action, and also go look out, see if we can find anything else around here. We'll most probably head up over to Treehouse Dam and just to see if we can get some nice birds around that area. You say I need a redo my body. I'm still recovering, thank you. Yeah, so of course my epic fail on jumping into the Treehouse Dam. I'm still having a few scars. My right hip is a little bit bruised, but it's fine. Leopard lover, just asked you here to help me locate some leopards this afternoon.
Yeah, help as much. Right up on that horizon there, you know, trees. But then yes, looking at this middle layer here, got to learn to look through the bush and not at the bush. But it's easier said than done, that's for sure. They try and find the flick of a tail or the wisp of an ear. You know, that's hard. Leopards are meant to be hidden.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
difficult to find. Nice.
Yeah, that is true, David. I fully agree on that. And it is, you got to read the bush, and it's very important to try and read the bush.
Dwarf mongoose.
Oh, did you see dwarf mongoose there? All right, let's go a little bit back. I think David just spotted some dwarf mongoose. I love them. They always come out, they're always almost deadlock, yeah.
Yeah.
I always become quite curious, so we're just going to give it a few seconds here. Just want to see if they're going to maybe pop their heads out again. But yeah, they are quite cute little things. And talking about the dwarf mongoose, when I was at Sabi Sabi, that side, of course, we had a specific mammal, because in case on rainy days we had to talk about something, you know, and guests were sitting at the lodge and we had to kind of bring, and dwarf mongoose was my project.
Okay.
So I kind of spent a lot of time with them and just check their behavior, and I sat with one of the families for like almost the entire day with my workbook out.
Nice.
And watching dwarf mongoose, but it looks like they
Nice, yeah. I just saw him running through the long grass. But, yeah, I love their Shangaan name, you know, I'm a chikichor.
Yeah.
So you might hear that, I don't know, it sounds like they might have got the tail end of it.
Yeah. All right, David, so Granny Mango wants to find out what is your favorite animal?
Hello, Granny Mango. Yeah, that's a tricky question, but off the top of my head, probably elephants in water. That's just that sheer enjoyment. Watching them in water is definitely a favorite memory in the back of my mind. But, and then also lions when they start waking up and start playing, and you just also can relate to that enjoyment factor. So yeah, lions and elephants. I think that will definitely be a good start for me.
Definitely. Yeah. And now we're calling down WildEarth, we say our elephant pool party.
Yeah.
A good old elephant pool party. So we are going to head over to Treehouse Dam, and maybe we can get some elephants hanging around the dam area, and maybe inside the water.
Yeah,
Not cool,
yeah,
but let's
nice.
see. You never know.
Have a look.
You never know. All right. Fortunately, no luck with these dwarf mongoose. I think we got the tail end of it.
Sure,
Maybe they
yeah.
all. I think they all ran into the grass somewhere. So we shall let that one be, and we'll see what else we can find around here. But it is lovely. Apparently, well, with this wind, it seems like there's a bit of a cold front that's going to be coming in the next 2 days. So yeah, we're going to try and enjoy the sun as much as possible before those clouds start setting in the next 2 days. But yeah, while we're going to continue down towards Zoe's Road, let's head over to Pridelands as Liam is looking at those elephants.
Superb. Well, best of luck there, old Cedric. The bumble continues for us here on Pridelands. Oops. Yeah, we are off in search of life in any way, shape or form. Let's see what's out there. Yeah, we're kind of bumbling into the southwestern corner now. Keeping our eyes open for pretty much anything. It can be a little bit tough this early in the afternoon. It is still very, very hot. Hot and windy. But the wildlife is out there. It might not be active, but it's somewhere. Hungry, hungry hippo, they most certainly do. It is a prime spot for something like a lion to hang out. With the assumption that basically all of the prey species will have to come to the water at some stage. And inevitably, if the predator is patient enough, if it waits in ambush, it might come right, might get lucky. These sodic patches, these sort of open patches of bare soil can be very good spots, especially to find things like lion. Yeah, for whatever reason, they love that bare soil. It is certainly challenging though with this grass all turning this sort of golden tawny color. Something like a lion, a leopard, a cheetah absolutely vanishes when it lies down.
Stay up to date with the latest happenings at WildEarth. Discover what goes on behind the scenes and get a weekly recap of the best moments on the channel.
He's got it! And he's straight up a tree!
Sign up to be an explorer and receive our newsletter written just for you and sent straight to your inbox every week. WildEarth Explorers, a club for people who are passionate about nature.
Thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning.
This drainage line, my goodness, the amount of crazy sightings we have had here. This is on the eastern side of Gowrie Dam Wall. Man, we used to go right in there. I don't even know if you can get in there anymore. I'm sure you can. It's probably quite hairy, to be honest. Oh, there's different levels of off-roading. Oh, there's water there. You're getting water there. I'm only just paying attention. That's wonderful, but we want you to come to the dam. See, there's just water everywhere on this property. Nick, I'm hoping so. I'm very much hoping so. Epic sightings all round. But I think mating leopards are making us work for it, that's for sure. It's not one of those sightings that you just drive into. But we'll keep doing our best.
Alright, well, I'm heading now south on Zoe's. Still no luck on any other tracks around here, but I'm still heading directly into the area of Treehouse Dam. I know Lauren is around there at Gowrie Dam at the moment. I might just head over to that side and give her a hand in the next half an hour or so. I first want to head to Treehouse Dam just to double check on that side, because remember this morning I had leopard tracks heading towards a place called Spaghetti Crossing in that vicinity. So it seems like these leopards have been doing loops around us this morning. So yeah, but I think we will get a lucky break very, very soon. Do you enjoy tracking leopards, David?
Yes, of course. It's always nice to be out in the bush, tracking the famous ingwe. Yeah, but the elusiveness of these animals is always makes it so much more rewarding when you do find them, you know. So yeah, tracking a leopard in this long grass is not easy. So it's always appreciated when they come out onto the roads and they leave that gorgeous footprint of theirs.
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
It is one of the nicest and most beautiful track. I love a leopard track. It's just so stunning. Yeah. Sometimes I'm always thinking about a leopard when you're driving like this in the late afternoon, especially the late afternoon when you get that beautiful golden colors, the light coming through, and you get a leopard just sitting and relaxing on a termite mound or in a tree. You know, it's like it's always that moment. It's like it plays through my mind so often. It's like I'm going to get it now. I'm going to get it now. And
what are your thoughts with regards to tracking leopards via the smell of their urine? Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, with the buttered popcorn and all that.
Yeah,
you talking about that, or the scent marking?
Yeah. You know, just because it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't linger for very long. You know, so if it's strong, you know, it's kind of switch off the vehicle and then. You know, just tune into the bush and hopefully something pops out.
It is, and it is quite, and it's nice when you pick up on that smell. Then you get all so excited. Yeah. I get excited when I smell a leopard's urine that has just come past that area and just scent mark there, and that I get so excited for that. But yeah, I've got a feeling we're going to get lucky this afternoon. We're going to get lucky this afternoon, and unfortunately we've had been a little bit dry on leopard sightings over the last few days. I don't know what the last leopard sighting we had. I think it was Kashava, and it was about 4 to 5 days ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay,
so
okay. You said you heard them last night.
They were around Gowrie Dam, exactly.
Nice.
They were around Gowrie Dam. Shreyas, I think you were just asking which female leopard do I think was around Gowrie Dam, busy mating with that male. Shreyas, no idea. No idea. Very difficult, but the only thing, it would be very nice to see which female it is, and I've got a feeling just by the size this morning, even Odie was looking at the tracks this morning, and it was very small. It wasn't the size of Tlalamba. To me it doesn't look that big. Maybe someone like Cara, a smaller female. So yes, that's just my thought, my observation. So many times I'll have other people telling me, no, it is not that one. So yes, so yeah, it'll be nice to see which female is hanging around there. Alex, is it a leopard's urine? Only cats. Urine, it smells like popcorn. Well, you've got Janet as well.
Yeah.
So when Janet scent mark, exact the same. So what happened with a Janet will scent mark more often on those spots and becomes quite intense. I've had it many a time, seen it, smelt it, and I've been fooled by a Janet thinking it was a leopard. And yeah, so they've got exactly the same scent, that buttered popcorn smell. So yeah, the Janets. Or, sorry, I just saw something on the other side there. Nothing, no. Alright, so nothing, doesn't look like any leopards have moved up onto Zoe's, but that's alright. As I said, I am still going to go to Treehouse Dam to find out what's happening around the water. Especially that it's been quite a warm afternoon. I always want to head into those areas, maybe do some birding, see if we are lucky, maybe a saddlebull stork. I think Lauren had a saddlebull stork a few days ago. Or was it yesterday? Yesterday. Thanks, Odie. Yesterday. So that is a beautiful bird to see. Where did you first see it, Odie? At Twin Dams. Thank you very much. Yesterday afternoon at Twin Dams. All right. Thank you so much. So yes, that is quite a nice bird. Calvin, can I put my lucky gloves on? Calvin, I think if I have to put gloves on now with this heat, I'll pass out. So Calvin, I'll maybe leave those gloves for a little bit later once the sun sets and it gets a little bit cooler. Calvin, then I shall put those lucky gloves on. But they are with me. Don't get me wrong, they're right in my bag next to me. Well, we've got some nice harem, yeah, nice herd of impalas. Of course, a nice male that's just herding them together.
Beautiful.
And it's such a beautiful animal, this David. I think sometimes they are, how can I say, not seen as a beautiful one because there's because there's so many of them around that the people actually kind of, not take notice of these beautiful mammals.
Yeah. I think also just having this moment where you stop and just listen. You can pick up the red bill oxpeckers calling, and maybe that oxpecker's seen a leopard in the long grass. You never know. So yeah, it's happened. You just stop. The next thing, there's a kill that takes place, because this is one of leopard's favorite food.
Exactly. And always people, many times I also say to a lot of the viewers, and actually my guests as well, it's like, but there won't be a leopard around because the impalas are so relaxed and that. But but how does it approach its prey species with stealth? Of course, that prey is not going to see that leopard 10, 15 meters from these impalas without them even noticing it being around. And yes, so they are going to be relaxed until all of a sudden, boom, it's going to be chaos.
Also with this wind blowing at the moment, it can disrupt the sound maybe of a branch breaking or a leaf being crushed. So that you often find that the animals are nervous when the wind picks up.
That's correct. A lot of the scent is also swirling around and all that. Yeah. No, I really just was sitting sometimes with these mammals and just enjoying the impalas, especially the rutting times. But of course, the rutting season has gone by about 2 months ago. But you can see the male is still around there, still trying to herd his females together. He doesn't want to lose anybody.
Yeah. That's such a crazy sound that they make.
Yeah, it's almost like gurgling, coughing, snorting. I don't know. How would you describe that sound?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, you described it very well there. I heard that they were definitely one of the noisiest antelopes in Africa, and that, you know, that gurgling sound can be made up to about 200 times in an hour. So you can just think of how noisy, and then, you know, the leopards are like, come on, bud, you know, you're just putting yourself on a platter here. Thank you very much.
Chatting around a fire is an ancient practice that has connected humanity for centuries, and we want to keep it alive in our modern age. As an explorer, you'll have access to intimate gatherings with our naturalists, fascinating guests, and experts where we share knowledge, insights, and stories around a crackling fire. Rediscover the power of connection. Sign up to be an explorer today and experience the magic of WildEarth's Fireside Chats.
So we are still just slowly ambling along. So the roads do become quite sloshy in particular sections, but that's okay. Lenny, I'm holding thumbs for Ellie's too. I'd like to cross my fingers and my toes. I've braided my hair. All the good things. The Ellies we're hoping are going to be somewhere along the river line. The reason we're saying that is because it's been raining. That's the best place to find a whole heap of moisture. A whole heap of it. It would be amazing. I'm just imagining all of the elephants on the edge of the river, feeding happily, the youngsters playing because the sun's out. Oh, how good. I would enjoy that. And the moment we're in an open plain section, we're going to riverine thickets very soon. They're going to be just in front of us. We're going to be wrapping around from the top, heading over back towards the base, over that way. So let's hope that we find them. Fingers crossed.
Well, fingers crossed for some Ellies on your end there, Tess. If you don't win, we'll send you a couple from Pridelands. We've got extra. Our afternoon mission continues. BK and myself still making a few turns here in the west on Pridelands. Basically in search of pretty much anything. Our ears, eyes and nostrils are open. I think in the next couple of minutes we're going to make our way down towards Leopard Dam and see if there's anything to report down there. Yeah, with it being so hot and a bit windy as well, the feeling is that animals are going to be as thirsty as we are. So the waterhole makes sense as a place to be. Stacy, hippos no, because of all of that time spent in the water. Ellies are not really supposed to get ticks. You don't often see them in the thick skin on the back, on the legs, things like that. But you will get elephants with tick deposits sort of in their armpits, for the females around their breasts, between the front legs, and even occasionally on that soft skin behind the ears. But yeah, Ellies don't get a whole lot of ticks at all. Yeah, ticks are far more prolific on things like rhino, on the buffalo, etc. Couple more Ellie bulls. We certainly are not struggling to find these guys at the moment. Yeah, it's worth checking every single one of these groups. Ezelwini might very well be in one of them. Yeah, there are 3 or 4 here, but I don't see the big guy. Yeah, as we know though, just because you don't see something doesn't mean it's not there. I reckon he's out there somewhere. As we know, they have a really profound social structure, even around the males, with a strong mentorship program, where big dominant bulls will take younger males that have been ousted from their groups naturally, take them under their wings and basically culture them into gentlemen, teaching them everything they need to know about being a male elephant. Isn't that phenomenal? And those big senior bulls have a really critical role. So Lucy, Pridelands is located right in South Africa's northeast. So almost up on the boundary with Mozambique. We're actually very close to the town of Hoedspruit. 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 Yeah, it's a pretty cool location right in the foothills of the Drakensberg mountain range. Basically in the shadow of Mariepskop, one of the highest points in the northern Drakensberg. And Pridelands is in the Greater Kruger. We're open to an area of about 2.2 million hectares, around 5 million acres. Bloody massive, I tell you. Like a country. And what that means is we get an enormous variety of wildlife, because the wildlife has the ability to move. Yeah, I don't think we're going to spend too much time with these guys. I'm quite keen to check on Leopard Dam, see if there's anything drinking. But maybe we'll take a slow bumble down this road, just in case Ezelwini is here somewhere. As we do that, I think time to check in with fellow naturalist Trish in Madikwe.
We are still driving. So the area where that brown hyena den is actually quite far from us. So we're continuing to drive. Popped in, so we're on the main road most of the time. So I just popped in here. Quick look around and see if there's anything happening. I think the wind is quite disruptive. Not only to the behavior of animals, but also to some audience. And ultimately difficult to concentrate. But with herd animals, you'll find them sticking close together. In fact, not just those that are the same species. Different species might even stick together. That just helps them to have more eyes and ears in the area, so they become like one big organism. Oh, lovely. Cedric has found a bird. Let me send you over to him and Juma.
Thank you, Trish. Well, how nice is this? We've got a red-crested Quran. And they're usually very shy. They usually always dart off into the grass and you get to miss them very quickly. But this one is quite a relaxed one. We've seen this one quite a few times already here on this road, known as Philemon's Cutline. And slowly moving through. So of course not displaying, not really calling at this time of the year. It's not really the breeding season. Your breeding season usually around about October, November. And that's when you'll start hearing them smacking their bills together. It makes that nice, interesting noise, that, and then it starts with its tune, and it goes in it's like a very high-pitched tune. And sometimes on top of that, if they feel like, they'll actually fly up, especially the male. He will fly up, straight up into the air, and he'll look like he's forgotten how to fly. He'll fold in its wings, and it'll come falling down like a stone. And just before he hits the ground, he'll open his wings and land nicely. That is one way to display to the female that's in the vicinity. But walking very stealthily through the grass.
Yeah, gorgeous camouflage, yeah. Just love that.
It is, and they just go, they'll just melt away in the grass when they go into that thickets. But even like this now in the open.
Yeah. That's where the male's got that little bit of white and black on his chest. The female doesn't really have that much. She's definitely a little more camouflaged.
So Dale wants to know, why do you think it's moving so slowly?
Yeah, well, it's all about that stealthiness. So it doesn't want to, be seen at the end of the day. So a sneaky ploy to try and get as close as possible to an unsuspected insect, a little lizard maybe even. I'm sure it can go into all sorts of delicious realms over there. Him.
He wants to put his foot down, but he's too scared he's going to make a noise there.
Yeah.
Or is he trying to get some? No, he wants to put his foot down, yeah.
Saw something. Yep.
Oh, I got something there. Maybe he tried to flush it out there, like just stomping his foot down. David, have you seen them with a red crest before?
To be quite honest, no. I've only seen it, on TV before, with males sort of chasing each other and trying to impress females. But it's a rare thing to see in the bush. The actual red crest.
Yeah, no, I'll second you on that as well. For myself, seeing thousands and thousands of red-crested Korans here in the Sabi Sands, and I've really only witnessed that situation once, and that's it. So yeah, it's quite a rare thing. So if you ever go into the Greater Kruger Park and you see a red-crested Koran that's busy displaying that beautiful red crest on top of its head, well, you know you are lucky.
No, very, very lucky. I know they do an unusual shuffle when they display that red crest. I don't know if you've seen that, like a proper little ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding,
that's
displaying.
almost like a dance.
Yeah, it's a proper dance.
Jungle Rafiki, you say thank you so much for bringing the sights and sounds of the bush. Jungle Rafiki, you are most welcome. Well, talking about sounds, of course, David and myself were just discussing. So Jumbo Rafiki. So we were just discussing about animal noises, and if you can do any impressions of certain animals, and he brought up some bird species that he can do quite well. So it'll be quite interesting to see what's your favorite. What do you enjoy if you have to be with guests and you have to kind of impersonate a bird?
Yeah, I'd probably say, during the daytime is the black-headed oriole. You've got that liquid gold sort of dripping off the branches. And then you got like a real crazy alarm call, but yeah, like from beautiful to not so beautiful.
Your face. Your face.
But it's interesting, a lot of the birds have similar alarm calls, so they all come together, come and help whatever little owl or predator. But then at night, that fiery neck nightjar, the good Lord deliver us.
Yeah, all right.
I love that sound. It's such a bush sound. Yeah.
Yeah. That is amazing. That's a new version of a nightjar, fiery neck nightjar, and I think you did very well.
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks,
mine is a very rustic way, but I'll do mine later on. I'll have to now practice. Where are we going now? What did Jared say? Somewhere. I didn't copy. Sorry, Jared. Where are we heading to? All right, let's head over to Pridelands with Liam, as he's still sitting with those big grey mammals.
Superb. Well, more elephant antics here at Pridelands. We've just bumped into another large breeding herd of ellies. Absolutely loving life at Leopard Dam. Yeah, we've arrived at the opportune moment. These ellies have just taken to the mud. Some proper splashing going on here. Big tuskless matriarch there. Oh, check it out. Oh, that is cool. This little youngster trying to appear completely ferocious. Giving us loads of mega aggressive elephant body language. Oh, it's impossible not to love these guys. They are such characters. Those little youngsters having a nice mud bath there. That does look refreshing. Cosmic Carol, absolutely. Doesn't really get better than that. These cows coming back past, I think now that they've cooled off a little bit, they might be quite thirsty, quite keen for a drink.
Oh my goodness. Oxpecker, you're almost the size of that impala's head. Be gentle. Just be slow. Still learning. Here we go. Getting another spot that the impala can't often reach. Right near where the horns is just starting to push out. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's a little one. It's a juvenile. And it's also joining the party, waiting for somebody to feed it. Yes, flappy feathers. Oh, shame. I can't get rid of them. Look at them like they're having an argument. No, you leave me alone. I said, don't go there. Shame, little one. You might have to buck and rear to be able to get those birds off. Holding on nice and tight to your fluffy fur.
But essentially, the females are always bigger in the realm of spiders. So I think this is a gardener, but I am hoping someone can clarify it. What is she up to? Wow, look at those views, Darby. Louise thinks it looks like a damselfly. I can't really see from where I am. And considering I came here a very dramatic arachnophobe, I'm very proud at how far I have came. So with the golden orb-web spiders, the females are said to reach 30 millimeters in length, and the males only go up to 5 millimeters in length. So there you have it. There is a drastic size difference between male and female. He looks like a tiny little dwarf in comparison to her.
Apologies, everybody. It seems we may have lost Liam in all the excitement of looking for all of the animals in Pridelands. But don't worry, I'm sure we will get him back very soon. I'm sure you know some of the challenges of being out in the bush on a live safari is that sometimes it doesn't always work with us. But I'm sure we'll fix it as soon as we can. On this side, we have got some very unrelaxed looking waterbuck, and we're wondering why. What has made them so nervous? Is it the fact that there are two little calves with the group? They're out in the open, so it's not like anything can sneak up on them, but they clearly know something that we don't, because they're not looking like they're the most relaxed antelopes in history at this point. Now, this big female in particular that is staring at us, she seems actually might be the biggest in the whole group, so perhaps she has taken on the duty of sentinel. And the fluffiest and cutest member of the group is definitely that little calf poking its head out on the right. It's still tiny. So where we are, we're in an open clearing, but we are surrounded mountains in this part of Amakhala. So there's rocky outcrops, there's dense vegetation. Oh, that little one is so cute. Like mother, like daughter. So maybe there's a Cape leopard around. Michelle, they are very cute antelopes. They look so fluffy, and that beautiful heart-shaped nose with the white outline. They're the most different looking antelope out here. They look like a fluffy donkey mixed with a kudu or something. Now, they are quite chunky. They're pretty big. I mean, a big waterbuck can weigh 250, 270 kilograms. They're pretty enormous compared to the other antelopes. But I think it's the fluffiness that gets me with those big ears and the heart-shaped nose. That little one is so cute. Oh. I feel like we're going to have to go around to the right and see what's making that girl so nervous. The rest of them have gone back to feeding, but something is catching her attention down to the right consistently. What is it, girl? You will hear that the Game Drive radio is on in the background, just so that we can chat to everybody and in amongst ourselves. Hopefully these ones decide to relax soon.
Attention all nature enthusiasts and budding safari rangers. Get ready for an epic showdown in the wild. From July 30th to August 1st, witness our skilled rangers competing head-to-head, racing to identify the most animal species. Only one will be crowned king or queen of the ranger race. Don't miss your chance to be part of this thrilling adventure. Jump on board and join the race.
Heart is pumping right now.
Very, very nice. Well, good luck there, Tess. Our Ellies, having finished up drinking and splashing, are now hunkering down for a bit of quality dust bathing with these absolutely towering cows standing guard. A bit like putting talcum powder on after a shower. It seems to lock in moisture, it helps with exfoliation, and certainly chases away biting insects. Oh, it is an elephant party. What a pleasure. These Ellies have had a fantastic season. It's been such a productive summer, lots of new births. Some wonderful, long-lasting rainfall means lots of food still around. And so we are blessed with views of Ellies almost around every corner. They are cutting straight off into the block to the north now. I don't think we're going to go after them. They blessed us with some really, really impressive views there right up close. So yeah, I think best not to poke the bear, as they say. We'll leave them on their merry way. and for BK and myself, the adventure continues. Yeah, Vivian, the youngster's very, very cute. Little legs having to do double the work to keep up with all the big mums. All righty. Well, let's crack on. So speaking of spending more time at waterholes, time now to check back in with Cedric back in the Sabi Sands doing a spot of birding.
Thank you, Liam. Yes, well, I have made my way down towards Treehouse Dam. Of course, this beautiful water body where I ploughed the other day, and I was really hoping to. There, yeah, I think I still see my face in there. I think my a mark of my face that went flying through that area. But yeah, I was actually hoping to see some elephants coming down towards Treehouse Dam. I might go to Gowrie Dam because we did have that herd of elephants. Where did we have that herd this morning? Oh, Twin Dams. Twin Dams, and I know David said one of his favourite sightings is, of course, elephants that's enjoying a good old pool party. So I don't see too much happening around at Treehouse Dam for now, but it's amazing how much water we've still got at this time of the year. Erica, you say maybe I need some oxpeckers for my wounds. Yo, Erica, I don't think I'll be very pleased with that. So that'll be very painful. An oxpecker removing all my scabs. But thanks, Erica, for that suggestion. But I think I'll give that one a skip. Oh no. But yeah, it's amazing how much water we still have at this time of the year. I mean, we're sitting now coming to the end of July, and most years, most winters and around about July time, these dams, there's still a little bit of water, but not a substantial amount. I think this year we had fantastic, although last summer we had fantastic rain, and as well as the beginning of our winter, where we don't really get huge winter rainfalls, but this winter, I mean, what was it, a week and a half ago, we got 20 mils aside.
We came across the Burchell's cuckoo now, but unfortunately it's flown into the bushes in front of us. But normally when you hear that bird, that famous call of its, with the rainbird, when you hear it calling. I don't know if you've heard that sound recently.
No, not at all.
But when it does call, big rains are normally coming.
Talking about birds, of course, a lot of the viewers, they're still waiting for my bird call.
Burchell's cuckoo.
No, well, which bird call? I think they're waiting for the nightjar.
What about guinea fowl?
Why do you want to go that way? Guinea fowl. I don't know which bird call. I think maybe they're asking me to do the nightjar as well, because I know that David's impression of a fiery neck nightjar was remarkable. So I'll give it a go. But mine is not as good. So nightjar. Okay, so my impression of a nightjar. All right, here we go. So mine is yours has got like a nice little flute to it. You got like I don't know, maybe you got an interesting way of whistling.
Yeah, that whistle's gotten me into trouble a few times.
But yeah, well, that's for the bird calls. So David as well, he's said, well, his mammal Impressions are also quite good. What is your best? Which mammal can you do pretty much well like?
Probably the lion, I would say, is a good one. Remember, it's kind of saying that, whose land is this? Whose land is this? And then normally at the end is like, mine, mine, mine. Such an incredible sound.
It is. And there's also two battaliers as you're flying up there.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at those battaliers. Beautiful birds of prey soaring around. So, as you can see, the male, it's in frame now. The one that's got the thicker lines at the bottom, and then it's a female that's right on top, above him. So the two are just catching those thermals. I do apologize. And of course, Battalier can soar up to about 2 hours without actually really flapping its wings. So they are specialists at conserving that energy while moving throughout the area looking for any potential prey. Of course, mainly scavenging on stuff. Do you enjoy this bird, David?
We were just talking about Afrikaans. I heard you speak Afrikaans quite well. Do you know the Afrikaans name for the battalier?
Yes, a berghaan.
Yeah.
A mountain chicken.
Mountain rooster.
Oh, rooster, yeah,
haan,
yeah.
Got that funny sort of...
Okay, I did not know that. All right,
Yeah.
that's it. That's actually true, yes.
It's got this really crazy call. And often when they're flying like this, they would call to each other. Like, wah! Wah! And maybe it sounds like a sick rooster, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's all right. At least you got the idea there, yeah.
Berghaan, a mountain rooster. But yeah, I enjoy the battalier. It's such a beautiful bird.
But an interesting situation here. Last year, I don't know where and how and why. Last year, somebody said that they were changing the name to a short-tailed snake eagle. And I looked that up.
Oh, yeah?
I could not find a single thing about it. I don't know if it's it was just a rumor that went through, and
I think so.
I can't see it. Why will they call it a snake eagle? I'm not really sure if it is in that snake eagle's family.
Yeah. Well, if you look at their legs, you can't really see them now, but they don't have feathers, all the way down. So definitely very, very similar to snake eagles. I love their, in the guiding industry, we often talk about the genus and the species name. It basically means the one with a beautiful face and has a short tail.
Yeah.
So the species name means short tail, but they are beautiful animals.
And I think this pair now, of course, they are monogamous, so you'll find the female and the male partners for life, and they do have a youngster, a juvenile in the vicinity. And of course, the juvenile, a complete different coloration. They've got that brown with still the tail that's sticking out.
Yeah.
Those sounds just go straight through you.
So these zebras are slowly coming out of the thickets, right at the top end of the basin. It would be absolutely brilliant to see some elephants coming out with them. I don't think we'll be that lucky though. I really don't. But what a pleasure to be out in the bush, and even more of a pleasure to be sharing it with everybody else. So thank you very much for joining us on our little adventure in the bush. It's a little one, but it doesn't feel that little, I suppose. If you know, then our mission is to connect as many people as possible with nature. So if you'd like to help us out with that mission, please do. You can head over to the website and click on donate, and then everything will be there for you. It's a great way to help us out. It really would be fantastic, and we are so appreciative of all of the donations we have already got. Thank you very, very much for those donations. I know there are quite a few people to thank, and it really is quite important to us that those have come through. So thank you very, very, very much. We appreciate it a lot.
Alright, so I've just left Treehouse Dam. My next mission for this afternoon is to head to Twin Dams. Reasons for heading into that direction, well, the last tracks that we had this morning for that male and that female leopard was heading directly towards that dam. So we're going to go there, and then from there we're going to work north towards Spaghetti Crossing up towards Gowrie Dam, where once again, no idea why or who was there, but the vervet monkeys were alarm calling directly after our sunrise safari. So maybe it could be Marips, maybe that young male leopard. He decided to make his way down from Buffelshoek, because he was seen there yesterday afternoon. So it is very possible. But we did have very fresh male and female leopard tracks close to Twin Dams. So let's go say look. Dela, would please send that leopard luck to us. So we would need it big time. As you know, it is Saturday. Saturday is cat day. So yes, so we look for the cats for today. And this morning, very unlucky and unfortunate not finding a single feline animal around this area. But it's fine. We shall continue our quest. It's always fun. And I think tracking, for me, sometimes it's like a story. You know, it starts off, your story you can't start off a story where all the action is happening. Your story has to start off slowly but surely, introduce the tracks, introduce the area, go with the flow, and then of course the movie starts building up, and then of course you get to your main, how can I say, action scene, and that's when we do find the animal. That's exactly, fingers crossed. I'm hoping that is going to be the case for this afternoon, that we can actually have a fantastic ending with some cats somewhere. Jared, the names is coming through very bad. I don't want to, I just heard Fady. Sadie. Sadie wants to know, have you ever worked around Djuma area or in this vicinity?
Sadie, no, I haven't worked here, but I have done a little bit of training in the Londolozi area. I've also got a cousin that is in the anti-poaching industry, and he had a base here in Singita next in Ottawa. So I did do a little bit of exploring in that area, just keeping the integrity of the land in check, making sure that everybody was safe on that particular moonlit night. It was an interesting experience with infrared cameras, where we were just scanning at night time, just looking for any so-called poachers, because I know we're heading into World Ranger Day soon. So I think that's always a big part of this industry, not just the guiding, but yeah, the rangering.
It is. I think it is a big part of this whole system is the rangers. That does play a huge role. Sorry, I took my time turning around there, turning onto this road because I know that you're looking back and I can see the sun.
Yeah.
So
Sun's quite brutal.
yeah, I don't want you to look straight in there. But yeah, as I say, we're still going towards Twin Dams. We're still going to continue this side, and we're on the southern boundary of Djuma for now. And we are just going to try and see if we're going to come right this side. All right. While we do that, let's head over to Pryden's and see what's happening on Liam's side.
Well, best of luck there, Cedric. Hope your leopard luck turns. Yeah, fingers crossed. You never know what's out there. BK and I still bumbling kind of in our northwestern quadrant here on Pridelands, up in the area of Leopard Dam. Quite a bit of elephant activity, and hopefully some other stuff too. Just taking it nice and easy this afternoon, keeping our eyes peeled. Hopefully we stumble across something exciting. Gabby, when I was here, I can't actually even remember when that was, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, perhaps a little bit more, with Panda. We were just getting ready for checks, for our checks before we go live, and as we turned out of the Pridelands access to our camp, a leopard ran straight across the road, bounded across this open area, and went through a big group of giraffe, zebra and impala. So got one, but it wasn't live, so it doesn't count. Yeah, a brief visual was actually reported on our WhatsApp group this afternoon, but yeah, as I say, very brief. So they are around. Maxine, no, not necessarily. We certainly get lots of big cat activity and lots of elephant activity in parallel in the Sabi Sands. So no, it shouldn't. But certainly in a direct confrontation, lion and leopard will yield to elephant. They get out of the way. Speaking of such things, let's check back in with Cedric, who I believe has got some elephants.
That word is scary. Scary.
All right, well, as you can see, we've got some elephants, and yes, at the water, so this is exactly what David was looking for. Elephants coming down to a water and in a pool party, but some of them are really wet, so I think they have pretty much had a little bit of a swim or a splash a little bit earlier. But isn't this crazy? There's so many males. I'm just trying to look now. Oh, there's a young one as well with a female coming. So it couldn't be just a bachelor herd, yeah. Isn't this beautiful? Look at the little one. Oh, adorable. Just of course you can see he's already touched mom's tummy. He's already gone past mom's belly, so that's already older than a year. So you're looking at about maybe a year and a half, between a year to a year and a half. That youngster, isn't this precious? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 elephants. Oh. Yeah, it's so nice when you get these nice herds coming through. And well, we've been missing a few herds over the last week or so.
Yeah,
You know, we've
nice.
seen like males or like small herds, 3 or 4. But nice just to see a herd like this again.
Nice opportunity there to look how soft their feet are when you know they hit that sandy part. It's almost like a squidgy shoe, so to speak. I've even heard of them, you know, like adding a little bit of a spring action. You can imagine when they start moving quickly, that soft section of their feet.
And you hardly hear them for such a large mammal, you know. And I think with that soft feet, it's such a it's a silent mammal that walks through the grasses.
Hello, good.
So, and I just love their relations with each individual's relationship with one another. I think it's so amazing, and how tight the family herd is. We can see the indentation. It's a nice, maybe a good 45, 50-year-old female. Of course, the older they get, as well, you can see her head has definitely dropped a little bit lower than the shoulders. So the older they get, of course, just like the humans. So once we get to a certain age, we start becoming like hunched as well over. So I think with the elephants, same thing.
Yeah. She's definitely been around the block a few times there. What a beautiful place to do it.
Yeah, I know. Alright, I'm going to try and see if we can reposition here quickly. I'm going to try and go on that dam wall because they are heading to twin dams, as we try to predict for the afternoon that we're going to get lucky with elephants going to the dam. But the only that they've already jumped in, thanks David, they've already jumped into a puddle of water somewhere. So we're going to just quickly make a turn around that side to see. Mandy, you say you wonder if elephants suffer from arthritis. What do you think, David?
I could only imagine that they do to a degree, but maybe some of the food that they eat out here will try and assist with the inflammation of the joints. But yeah, it's a good question. I wouldn't be able to say with certainty.
Yeah. Oh, nice greenback heron, just over there. We're going to try and get back in a bit of a shady area because with the camera it's not going to be great directly into the sun. Is it fine like this? Alright, now they are coming down here, so we might end up having David having a good old elephant pool party. Let's see. But while we wait here, let's head over to Liam in Pridelands.
So our luck has turned, and after 9 long years for me, here's Ezulwini, right on the northern bank at Leopard Dam. I am buzzing with excitement. Oh my goodness. Oh, BK, how massive is this guy? He's huge. So born somewhere around the late 1970s to early 1980s. Ezulwini is roughly 40 or 45 odd years of age. Certainly one of the largest tusked elephants in the Greater Kruger. Not presenting us with the clearest view of his face at this stage, but oh my goodness, this guy is impressive. As we came around the corner, he was almost up on his hind legs, reaching up into one of these leadwoods to try and break a branch. Chase, definitely awesome stuff. I've waited so long to see this guy. So long. Yeah, I'm very pleased to see that he's done so well. And I can't believe it, those tusks have grown since I last saw him. He is massive. So in the absolute prime of his life and completely surrounded by askaris, these younger males just hoping to take some life lessons from this immense bull. So his right tusk is the larger of the two. It's well over 1 meter long. Absolutely massive. Andrew, the video guy, he most certainly is. He's not actually the tallest of elephant bulls. He's quite wide, but he is just beastly. Very, very, very big tusks. I'll post a couple of photos to my Instagram account of Izilwini through the years. It's amazing to see how he's developed. So yeah, go and check those out a little bit later. Come on, big guy, give us that money shot. Ha ha ha. Goodness gracious. And there's one of those very typical Izilwini walk-bys. We'll just see where he's off to. Give him the respect that he very much deserves. And then we'll get ourselves into a nice position to view him a bit more. Oh my word. Like a living mammoth. Now, Beeks, let's get round there, man.
Do you love relaxing at a waterhole with the sights and sounds of Africa all around you? Well, we have some really exciting news for you. From August 1st, Africam is joining forces with WildEarth to bring the majesty of Africa right into your living room with 9 incredible new waterhole cameras from across South Africa and Kenya. Get ready to embark on a new journey. This is Live at the Waterhole.
No, they are just magnificent mammals, and you can just see slowly but surely now they're walking away. I'm sure they're going to go and feed on some of the nice lush grass around this area, as well as some of the roots. Yeah, the rumbling is beautiful. It's just that communication.
One of my favourite sounds in the bush as well, amongst the mammals. You know what I bought myself the other day was a bat detector. So it changes the high frequencies into a frequency that we can hear. So I don't know if you ever found an elephant detector yet?
No,
Yeah.
have you?
No, I haven't.
No. It'll be very interesting to get that frequency, that low frequency.
It would be nice to be able to get that into a place that we could actually hear it. But yeah, some of them you can hear. Love that sound.
So it's like we can only really hear about 10 to 15% of the elephant's communication with that low rumble, because as you were saying now, the frequency is too low. Oh, there's two that's having a bit of a playtime there. Two young boys, I'm sure.
Sometimes that rumble comes out the other side, eh?
So we've repositioned on the magnificent Ezulwini. I could not be more excited this afternoon. I think that's the highlight of my entire time at WildEarth. So happy for that. He's just broken a big branch off of a weeping boer bean. So we're just trying to very respectfully get round, gently. I think he's going to stand and feed here for a little while. His Askaris coming in to join nicely. That is sublime. So there's a whole lot of people in the area quite interested to come and see him. We'll hopefully give one or two of the other vehicles the chance as well. But we waited so long for this, we're in absolutely no hurry to go anywhere. My word. Certainly, Mandy. He's a big, impressive gentleman. Sure. Yeah, and he's maturing like fine wine. He's just getting better and better. Again, I last saw him almost a decade ago, about 50 kilometers north of here. And another reserve I used to guide at, where he used to frequent at certain parts of the year. He was big then. He's absolutely massive now. Goodness me. Like something out of the Ice Age. He looks like a mammoth. A wonderful frontal view on those tremendous tusks. Lawrence, not necessarily. Elephants, though, do quite regularly break tusks. Now, those tusks are teeth. They grow fairly continuously, but they don't have the ability to regenerate them. So many older elephants tend to have tusks broken down to almost stumps. To some indication, the quality of an elephant's tusks and the fact that they are not sort of chipped and broken is an indication of that elephant's personality, in particular when it's in must. An elephant with ivory that's completely ragged and snapped all the way down to the root is probably an elephant that's quite likely to be confrontational, because when he is in must, he tends to fight. A bull like Ezulwini, with perfectly formed tusks, no damage on them at all, is a male that's probably a lot less likely to be temperamental. I think he has such power and such status amongst the elephants locally that he doesn't really need to use too much violence. A whole lot of respect comes with being that large. Sure. Look at that. Certainly one of the most impressive elephant bulls in southern Africa. Carol, I could not agree more with you. Totally in the presence of greatness. Elephant royalty, if you will. The name Ezulwini actually means heaven, and there is something pretty heavenly about this guy. All powerful. I am so happy. That is amazing. I've been coming to Pridelands with WildEarth for a couple of years now. And yeah, I've missed him time and time again. So this has just ticked all the boxes. Consider my boat floated. So I'm being asked to just remind you roughly how old this guy is. He was born somewhere around the late 1970s to early 1980s, making him roughly 40 to 45 years of age. I've heard different people say different things, but Ezulwini is not an old male elephant. He's basically only very recently, within the last 5 or 6 years, come into the prime of his life. He is just legendary. Crossing his back feet nicely, a testament to how relaxed this elephant actually is. Top Cat, a very, very excellent question. And yeah, it's certainly something I've wondered from time to time. You look at photographs of some of those bulls out of East Africa that literally have to walk with their head elevated so that their tusks don't jab into the ground. I would think they certainly get to a point where they do get in the way. I've even heard stories of really big tuskers sleeping, standing on their legs, standing upright with the tusks resting on the ground. So yeah, certainly at a point they've got to become cumbersome. And these ellies are obviously strong enough to lift them, but they're big, bulky things. They've got to get in the way. I reckon Ezulwini's set, though, are just around the right length. Big enough to sort of hold him higher than all of the other elephant bulls in the area in terms of rank and hierarchy, but not big enough to get in the way. At one stage, this recessive gene for large tusked elephant bulls was quite common, quite widespread throughout elephant populations in Africa. However, unfortunately, my ancestors, roving Europeans, came in here and shot out pretty much all of the big tuskers. And that was quite legal, quite accepted. Yeah, essentially all in demand of an impressive set of those ivory tusks to put up in a nice stateroom back in old Mother England. Terribly tragic though. Thankfully, a couple of sort of genetic strains managed to escape those hunters. And they're still around for us to view today. Andrew, the video guy, an elephant bull in this environment will probably live somewhere between 55 and about 65 years of age. I reckon Izawini has still got quite a bit more time. Yeah, he's not an old bull. We can tell that by his physical condition. He's still very strong, big, muscular. An elephant in its twilight years begins to look a bit gaunt, a bit skinny. The temples sink in.
Hi, my name is Claire. WildEarth has been part of this home for many years as it connects us to the bush and the culture that we love and miss so much. I became an explorer so that other people around the world can get to experience the African bush in this unique way as well. I am beyond excited that I was drawn to win the prize at Ambakala Game Reserve for 3 nights. It is truly a dream come true.
Sign up today and you could be the one experiencing it for yourself.
To become a skilled safari guide, traversing the African bush and encountering wild animals up close. Whether you're a retiree, a recent graduate, or a professional seeking a change, the 55-day eco-training program is for you. This comprehensive course will provide you with an unparalleled opportunity to gain expertise in every aspect of the African bush. With the coaching of experienced training guides, you'll embark on an unforgettable adventure that will give you a deep understanding of wildlife, conservation, and African cultures. Over the course of the program, you'll learn essential skills such as animal tracking, bird identification, and bush survival techniques. But the benefits of this rigorous training go far beyond technical knowledge. You'll also form close bonds with fellow nature enthusiasts and conservationists from around the world creating a global network of like-minded individuals. Your days will be filled with excitement and wonder as you observe animals in their natural habitats and explore the diverse landscapes of Africa. Return home with newfound knowledge, a qualification, unforgettable memories, and a sense of accomplishment that will last a lifetime.
Yeah.
All right, so we got we now just left Twin Dams. We're heading up again now on Twin Dams Road. This is exactly where we found those leopard tracks this morning. Coming straight down here, male and the female leopard tracks, coming directly down towards Spaghetti Crossing. I just went into the more white here now. I couldn't see anything. I didn't see any tracks of any leopards coming out that side. So, yeah, I don't know. These leopards, I reckon they grew some wings and they decided to fly away. That's one of those ones.
Let's see some leopard orchids there.
Yeah, we're going to look for the leopard orchids then, yeah. At least we could find that.
Yeah.
But yes, now my next mission, of course, we heard those monkeys alarm calling around Gowrie Dam this morning after drive. So I'm going to head back into that area. Just now they decided to go in and they might have pushed north again up the drainage line. I actually want to go up the drainage line from Spaghetti Crossing, but I know yesterday afternoon I got myself into a little bit of a predicament inside of the drainage line and got myself properly stuck, and so I don't think I'll want to try and do that again. That's not my plan of action for this afternoon. I think David will just frown at me and shake his head, so I don't want that.
I'll help out, no problem. Happens to the best of us.
All right, then maybe I should do it. As David just said, he'll help out. So if we do get stuck, well, there it is. Oh, right next to it, yeah. Oh, it just flew off there.
Yeah.
Gavin, do leopards seek privacy when they are mating? Well, Gavin, they sometimes stick to very thick areas. Sorry, I just want to see, we've got a brown hooded kingfisher that's just in this Tamboti. I might get him.
He's just there.
You'll get him there.
Right,
That goes directly
there,
in. He's still in there. Go down.
Yeah, directly in there.
Now up. He's there. There he is. Okay, goes straight. You see how ready? There it is. A brown hooded kingfisher. Pretty much tucked away in a Tamboti tree. But oh, how quick was that? They are so fast and they're beautiful. I love that electric blue colours that's situated at the bottom of its wings. Oh, it's stunning.
Nature playing with light. Gorgeous.
It is. It is indeed. Oh, you still got him? Good. All right, let's go back. Let's see if we can. We got him. There it is. And look at that pitch black back.
So that's the male here. The females are similar, but they're just a little bit browner. Nice. Gorgeous.
That's that stunning little black tip on the beak. But yeah, they're pretty much feeding on insects, insectivorous. Yeah. So yes, sometimes it can get a little bit confusing when you're saying a kingfisher. Like, well, fishing, but no. Yeah. Dennis, yes, that beak is like a spear, indeed.
Yeah. A very useful spear, that's for sure. Because they also generally nest in these riverbanks that we are at the moment. That's maybe why it's got a brown head, because of its dirty nest.
Dirty nest?
No, I'm joking.
But yeah, we do have quite stunning kingfishers around here. Very colourful ones. And one of the things that we always wait for in summertime is the woodlands.
Yes, that's one of my favourite summer calls, yeah, that's for sure.
And how does it go?
I know when the woodlands arrive, then these brown hooders are like, okay, it's time to move off. They're a little bit bigger, eh? So they tend to dominate the brown hoodeds. So this guy's got a crazy call. I can't make his.
Yeah, very also high. But talking about when the woodlands come here, and of course the brown-hooded kingfishers, they pretty much disappear in that time. And it's almost the same as with the rollers. If you actually look at the European, the purple roller, when they start making their way back in summertime, your lilac-breasted roller, all of a sudden, it's still around, but it doesn't really show itself out as much as when you see them now in winter.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. But we don't try and praise sounds when we're around the birds. You know yourself.
Yeah, we don't want to intimidate them too much.
No.
How much do you know about what it takes to become a safari guide? How much do you know about being a game ranger? In celebration of World Ranger Day, we are hosting a fireside chat. Come along for some interesting discussions with our naturalists and special guests. From game drives to bushwalks and everything in between, we're unpacking how to become a safari guide. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
So we are still on location with this incredible Ezulwini bull, one of the largest tuskers if you're joining us, certainly in southern Africa. He's a huge male. Ivory, probably 4 feet long. Yeah, a really, really, really unique elephant. I've had quite a few encounters with him. He has the most wonderful temperament. Even at very, very close quarters, coming sort of inches within sort of the side of the Land Rover as he goes past, he's so tolerant. The epitome of a gentle giant. What a privilege to be viewing him out in this golden light. Now that has absolutely made my year. He is immense. Now, Ezulwini lives in an area that is quite well protected. We have lots of anti-poaching activities going on, sort of in the Pridelands, in the greater Kruger area. But not all of Africa's elephants are as fortunate. In some areas, they are absolutely under immense pressure from people who would come in and try and shoot them to take those tusks. Graham, I believe for an elephant to qualify as a tusker, the ivory has got to be estimated to be more than 50 pounds a side in weight. And that comes from the hunting industry. Ezulwini is now well over that mark. He's very impressive. But yeah. That ivory belongs in one place, and that is in Ezulwini's skull. As beautiful as it is, it doesn't really have that magic unless it's attached to an elephant. You can do your bit to support this elephant poaching crisis, and do your bit to fight against it by simply never ever purchasing a piece of ivory. If you go traveling in places like Asia, China, Vietnam, you may come across it. Just do not buy it. No, it's not worth it if you think that ultimately the pursuit of it cost an elephant its life and left a family grieving and traumatized. Pretty sickening. Yeah, long may gentle giants like this chap live in Africa and roam these incredible wildernesses. He's sort of moving a bit out of frame there, I think. What do you say, BK? You reckon, yeah, I just changed something there. We might have to pull back a little bit. And then fairly soon we're probably going to have to make room for one of the other multitude of safari vehicles that are keen to come and see this guy. So as BK and I get our last views of this incredible tusker for the evening, I think let's check in with Cedric and see what he's up to.
Thank you, Liam, and I'm glad that you got Ezulwini that side. Alright, so I'm now approaching Gully Dam. I'm going to try and just give this area a good old scan, especially this time of the day. As I said, the sun is slowly but surely setting, and it's becoming nice and cool. It's starting to get extra layers on us. And yeah, maybe we are lucky. Maybe this leopard will decide to make an appearance for us somewhere. But yeah, we all got the sun is nice and sharp. It's at that perfect level where we are looking directly into the sun. Oh, look at a nice lilac-breasted roller. Maybe let's take a look at that roller. Beautiful roller there on the edge of the one of the most colourful birds that we do have around here, and also the most photographed bird as well. Yeah, in the world.
Yeah, really.
Facts, yeah.
Yep.
The reason for that is, of course, first of all, the colour. Electric blue, it's got the lilac breast, it's got that green head, the white brow. It's a stunning bird. Second of all, it's always sitting on a dead tree like this on the tip or right on top of a bush, just like a flower. And that is ideal for a guy that's got his big camera out here and is going to take a nice photograph of a bird. It always poses a perfect picture. Do you enjoy these birds?
Yeah. If you look closely, you'll see they're really long tail feathers. So this, I believe, is a male. So they often lose those little tail feathers. And if you pick them up in the bush, remember that's the Afrikaans name, is a troupunt. So then it's time to tie the knot and give that particular feather to your partner. You haven't picked any of those up in the bush?
No, unfortunately. I also heard like exactly the troupunt and all that, and that's an interesting story about that. So if you get one of those feathers, those tail feathers, you actually put it in an envelope back in the 1800s, and if you really loved a woman and you're asking her hand in marriage, and you can't get there, and of course you ask the postman to take this envelope with the feather inside there, and of course maybe a little note, and you send it off to the guy or to the lady. Maybe a week, 2 weeks later, she gets the envelope. She opens up, she sees the tail feather, she reads a note, and if she sends that envelope back again with the tail feather remaining in the envelope, and you receive it. In other words, the answer is no.
Oh, sorry, man. Long distance communication. When last did you write a letter? Let's just remember those days,
Passing it under the desk at school.
Love receiving letters. No.
So troupunt. So if you're English and you don't understand what trou means marriage, and punt is almost like a band, like a marriage band, like you got a marriage ring.
Exactly.
We love all the support. We read all the comments, and now we want to acknowledge our biggest fans. Do you know when Ribbon was seen last? Or the names of June's cubs? Do you remember the last time we were up close and personal with an elephant? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you are in for a treat. WildEarth's Fan of the Month. We are looking for you. For more details, make sure to read our monthly mailer and keep an eye out on our social media pages. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
was pretty epic. He even got up for us. He's definitely looking for the rest of the lionesses.
she goes. She's hoisted. Careful. Oh, she made it. She's just gonna make sure that thing doesn't slip. Oh my girl, you go. Come on, girl. You're doing so well. Come on, girl, you're doing so well. There she goes again. No. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. She's holding on. Oh. Like a cat, she made it on all fours.
A very, very good morning and welcome to the special broadcast. I have got this big lion trying to approach a group of hyenas who are feeding at the moment. I am Sydney Fumurani Mikosi. I am live from the western side of the Greater Kruger National Park, Sabi Sand. Look at that lion, he's trying to come now. He's running very fast to come and disperse the hyenas at the moment. Look at that. The lion is trying to fight. He's biting the hyena at the moment. This is so sad. Look at that. The lion is catching the hyena. This is so sad. That hyena is badly injured. Look at that. Now the lion is coming back to the kill which was eaten by the hyenas. Not too sure. Maybe these hyenas got this kill from the lions. I am not sure what happened here, but that was something else. The lion came running aggressively and started to attack the hyenas right by their territory.
Sorry about that, everyone. You're back with me and Juma. I heard about those scary clouds. Oh, Morgan. Morgan is not going to be okay right now. Davi's actually in the Eastern Cape and apparently it's a really bad storm that's about to hit. Thank goodness I'm not there. Anyway, I have been missing in action. It was a bit of a secret, but I just had the most wonderful private safari with the most wonderful people. Joy in Hong Kong, R. Beard and Catherine, you guys are just awesome. So that's where I've been, doing a little private safari, but we are now heading back into central Juma, if you like, the central area, and I'm gonna keep trying for these leopards. We've tried all afternoon, so we may as well keep trying. Standing by, Aubrey.
Go private.
Copy. Aubrey, standing by.
Yeah, Lauren, the monkey is getting mad again. I'm going to check, but I checked first. No tracks coming inside here. Must be the outside close to the Jebel Pillar. I'm gonna use the Henley radio while I'm going there.
Copy, thank you, Obs. I'll stay on private. I'm at Philemon's Dip, so I'll come now and help you out.
Copy that.
Aubrey and I are on a secret mission together. Lots of secrets today to really try and get in there. He's also working the area, which is perfect. Rolling trouble, thank you. Woohoo, I'm back. And I got Obs on the go. Obs walked in. We can't just walk around the lodge, so I know that he would. So he walked in to try and see if he can find the leopards. He knows they're there. He also heard them. He lives kind of where we live. And if anyone's going to find them on foot, it's going to be Aubrey. But if the monkeys are alarming, I better move. Put my foot down when I need to. These monkeys alarm called earlier as well. They see them. The monkeys know where they are. Come on, monkeys. You've stolen enough from me. Now it's time to give back. I will give you a banana. Elaine, I'm glad to hear that. You've had a brilliant drive so far. Well, hopefully it's about to get better. Okay, I'm gonna go down the middle road. The issue with monkeys, well actually there are many issues with monkeys. Oh, that light is so beautiful. We just don't have time to admire it right now. There are many issues with monkeys, but they see far. They see really far. So they could be alarm calling from camp where we are right now, but yet the leopards are on the other side of the dam wall. Okay, these impala look very chilled. Hello, hello. I think it's on the Gallego side. And what it possibly means if the monkeys have just started alarming is the leopards have got mobile. They've moved, and that's exactly why the monkeys have spotted them. Okay, I'm gonna work very hard here for you guys together with Aubrey, and we're gonna send you guys over to Cedric.
Yep, and well, I'm not kept in the loop of that secret mission, so I'm not too sure exactly where Lauren is with those monkeys alarm calling. But that's alright. I'm situated now at the back of the camp area. I'm just going to look around here. Alright, so I'm going to now, I think what we're going to do, I'm going to go a little bit to the more the northwestern corner and see what we can find that side. There was a cheetah tracks that came across here the other day, which is nice. Cool. So we don't really get cheetahs that often around here.
Yeah.
But there was apparently a female cheetah that came into Djuma from the west and came right through, and they got the cheetah tracks heading straight out of Djuma yesterday afternoon into Torchwood on the eastern boundary.
You ever seen serval here, Cedric?
Serval, I've seen serval more in this eastern area towards Nkoro, that side. Funny enough, there's a female leopard called a Tundi, a very famous female that's unfortunately passed away last year. But one day we were following her, she had cubs in the vicinity. Yep. And the one morning we followed her and she dived into a grassy area, like a open clearing in front of the lodge. And she came out with a serval in her mouth. She caught the serval, she killed the serval, and she just left it there. Wow. She just left it there and she moved on. Not long after that, she went to go and kill two side-striped jackal pups. Yeah, so,
getting rid of the competition.
Getting rid of the competition. But I think because she had the cubs in the vicinity, you know what I mean? It was not too far from where she was, and so I think she was just making sure that it was all nice and safe. Yeah. So yeah, incredible mom. She was really quite gorgeous. Yeah. Have you seen
the serval? Sure. And whenever I see this long grass, you just get a brief glimpse of them hopping out of the grass and catching a francolin or a spurfowl. That's a really good day in the bush if you can see that. But they're also such elusive cats.
And I love the name Ndloti.
Ndloti. Is that the locals' name?
Yeah.
Ndloti. Does it have a meaning, Ndloti?
Ndloti means serval.
Maybe that's the sound it made when the leopard caught it.
Yeah, no, but it's a beautiful cat. I think the coloration on the spots and all that, it's beautiful.
The ears at the back here got that black and the white.
Yeah.
So they follow each other through the bush with that.
Indeed. A caracal?
The famous rooi cat, the red cat. Also been a long time since I've seen a caracal, but more the African wildcats, the African with the small spotted cat. The 7. Have you ever seen a small spotted cat?
No, I've never seen
the
that.
black-footed cat.
Tessa's just saw one the other day at in the Eastern Cape.
Okay.
Yes, a black-footed cat.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Yeah.
Now we relocated some here from the Hoedspruit Endangered Species Centre all the way up into the Waterberg. But yeah, they're like a little fireball cracker. You know, I think their small size is made up with their temperament. You know, dynamite comes in small packages.
Sorry, Jared, go with a question or comment there. I heard something. Sorry. David, Michael wants to ask, what subjects do the students struggle with most?
Yeah, hi Michael. I would probably say astronomy and geology. Those are the things that are rather far away from us, yet everything's kind of connected. So yeah, I would say, and taxonomy is also quite tricky. Maybe also arthropods, you know, because they're such a small and you don't often get to spend time with them.
Sounds like all the subjects.
Yeah, I mean, let's stop there.
You're going through all of them.
The mammals and the birds, and you know, there is weather and climate as well, which can be a bit tricky.
Tricky as well.
Yeah.
I think each person has got their own kind of speciality in a subject. You know, some people are just going to be much better understanding with certain aspects. And did you see something? Odie was just pointing out a whole lot of things. That?
No.
What do you see?
No, we're just looking at a possible wood rose.
Oh,
but yeah, no, it's not. It's just the dead branches.
Oh, that's coming out that side.
Yeah. But you get a type of plant out here called a mistletoe. So normally when they die, they leave behind something known as a wood rose. But I don't see them. Sorry, it looked maybe just with a silhouette.
I must really show you that wood rose there down Philemon's cut line, right at the bottom with that big marula tree. There's that mistletoe that's on top there. Yeah.
Are you yearning for a private virtual WildEarth safari adventure with our naturalists and crew? We have got you covered. Sign up to be an explorer before the 15th of August and you could win a private safari experience. Make lifelong wildlife memories with either Steve,
thank you for joining us and have a fantastic morning,
or Cedric. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
Hello, my name is Maurice. I am from Perth in Western Australia.
Hello, I'm Stéphane. As you can hear, I am French and I'm doing the 35 days online course.
I started watching WildEarth during COVID. I decided that I wanted to study more, and in order to do that, I saw that Eco Training Pridelands was doing courses, and I decided to do the 8-week online theory course at the end of last year.
So the 35 days course, it basically starts with theory online, 3 sessions a week. Very enjoyable. We went really deep into it. Very holistic as well. Really enjoyed it. It goes from insects to stars to obviously your mammals and your birds. I liked the 2 components. It just got me really well prepared before I got here.
Despite my accents and my misunderstandings, everyone has been very helpful and comprehensive to help me to understand everything.
Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out on your journey towards becoming a conservationist, our digital courses offer a flexible and accessible way to deepen your knowledge and understanding of the natural world. So why wait? Sign up for an Eco Training digital course today. Start your journey towards a more sustainable and connected future today.
No luck so far. I'm gonna have to come out of camp at some point. Unless the honeymoon suite really is providing everything they need. Aubrey. No guests?
Yeah.
You just want to find the Ingwe?
Yeah. I'm going to check close to the Jaguar Ferry because they was focusing.
Where were the monkeys?
Yeah, they rushed at the trailer sitting on top of the ships.
I think they're underneath the decks of the lodge. In that.
I checked all the fence from
Really?
1 all the way up. Not sure.
3 nights now.
Yeah, must be they on top where it's very dense.
Okay. Well, I'm going to circle and I'm on private.
No problem.
Thank you, Aubrey. Okay, Aubrey's come all the way out just to help. Doesn't even have guests. What a man. What a gent. Jennifer, oh, you know me, I will not give up. But obviously they will finish mating soon. Earlier we went right into the drainage and along the fence line of the lodge, and Aubrey also checked there. Which means I think they're in the deep drainage at the back of my bedroom. The one some of you will remember we used to walk into to start bushwalk. And that drainage to drive, ooh, it's possible. It's hairy. It's dangerous, but possible. I think that's where they have to be. Anyway, Aubrey's came out and about. I went to him today and I said, Aubrey, you need to help us. So here we are on yet another loop. Wonderful. Cameron must be going crazy. Are you enjoying looping? I think that's a yes. Looping and looping and looping. But they've been in there for about 3 days now. I'm sure it's 3 days. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's why tracks are not coming out. So Shreyas, as you probably do know, Woodsella, Gallagher, Tambetta, they no longer operate as commercial lodges, commercial properties, but they do still operate within the owners. The Moolmans still bring family over, people still stay here. So Aubrey is still the guide who will take them out if they want to go out. And Aubrey's the man that sort of manages the land now. Michelle's no longer here. So Aubrey is the man that will call off sightings, drag the roads, look after Juma. Basically, Aubrey's just the man. So he's still around doing many different jobs, and he will still be a guide for any guests that are here. But it's not commercial guests anymore. It's private guests. I really thought I was going to solve this mystery today. But now's the perfect time. The sun's gone down. We are losing light, which is not ideal, but it's getting cooler, and it really is the time that they're going to start waking up. So maybe we'll hear them. Sound travels much further and clearer in cooler temperatures as well. So not that I want it to cool down. If it does, that will be beneficial. Okay, I am going to try my best, but I believe Trish has had some luck.
Surprise, surprise, how awesome is this? Now, I thought that I was going to have to give you a very story about the fact that we did find the brown hyenas, but we're not able to show them to you. And then luckily we stumbled upon this cheetah mum and her 3 cubs. The kill, what you can hear in the background are some guinea fowl. Very upset. This is so cool. This is so cool. Just so you guys know, so we just found the sighting and I called it in, so occasionally I might have to talk on the radio to help anybody else who wants to come and see these cheetah. Oh, wow. Isn't this just gorgeous? The sun is starting to set, so there's this beautiful, beautiful golden light. I see elephants on the other side of me, guinea fowl on one side, and cheetah in front of me. This cheetah is now looking over at the elephants. The elephants are kind of out of our direct view. If they come closer, you will know about it, though. But also to let you know, because the sun is setting and we have 3 cubs here, we won't view them after dark. So I'll close the sighting in a little bit. Hi, RPA. Thank you very much. You say hooray for me? Hooray indeed, because today has been the most amazing day. Most amazing day. This morning, or this afternoon rather, you know how I told you in the bush everything just becomes one long day. But earlier we saw the brown hyenas and we were looking and looking and looking, and nobody else could tell us exactly where the den was, anything like that. And then I just stopped randomly, just because I felt like I don't know what I needed to stop for, and then boom, they were right there. And so it felt like a really awesome moment to spend some time with the brown hyenas, even though we couldn't show them to you. And then here, just like that, exactly the same, turned down here. And then I saw some spots in the bush. I said, could it be a leopard? No, there's just way too many spots. Kisses. Isn't it just, Catherine? Isn't this such a treat? This is just too lovely. What more could I ask for? I'm going to be quiet for a moment. Of course, please send through your questions and your comments, your excitement, because I am so excited that I'm completely scattered. It is just insane to see this amount of spots. And then the cheetah in front and the elephants on the side. So there's so much happening and I feel so happy and so excited. And please do send them through if you feel the same. I'm going to take a moment to just be a little quiet because you might hear the elephants in the background. But also this is a beautiful moment. Take it in. The sun is setting. And we are just so lucky. Joy in Hong Kong, you say absolutely adorable. I do agree. I do agree. Busy feeding. Oh, yes, go join your sibling. I can't even, like, I think I'm glitching with this like golden glow, pink glow of the setting sun behind me. This feels like African safari. This feels like true African wilderness right here. Like just dry, flat, the red sand, the elephants, the cheetah, and the unfortunate impala. I think some of you are wondering what it's eating. Looks like an impala to me. Yeah, it looks like a young ram. Can you see one of the horns there? You might also notice that she has a collar. It's quite a very neat collar, I must say. You can see it's quite minimalist, her particular accessory. Oh, that was an elephant. Look at that blood-stained face. Linda Poley, I only got a little bit of that comment, but no worries. Jared will help us out. Jared's the director. He deserves a shout out every now and then too. Ah, Linda Poley just sending through some excitement, just telling us how awesome this is. You know, when you stumble across a sighting like this, it's just like, it's another level. This is what I love about being in the bush. It's about the potential around every corner. It's about stumbling across sightings. Yes, I know they're high-profile sightings we want to get into and see, and, you know, we go into a lineup and take standbys for it and things like that. That's also part of being out in the bush, and that's how we are able to organize ourselves. But at the same time, this is what I love. I love finding animals.
Do you sometimes imagine what WildEarth would be like without adverts? A chance to properly immerse yourself in nature without any interruptions. Sign up to be an explorer for a small monthly fee and you can truly escape into the wilderness. Ad-free viewing is now available on our app as well as on our website. WildEarth, it's in your nature.
Yeah, what a sleepy scene. Not a whole lot of activity happening here. But that could obviously all change, especially if there's another predator somewhere around here. Unfortunately, it's across our boundary. I believe the property on the other side is still Jejani. So we can't actually drive over there, but yeah, it is so close to the edge, and they may well even come this way.
So Mum's just the carcass here. I actually can just see the cubs that are a little to the left of us, but in the bush. So I just want to see if possibly a scavenger is approaching. Again, just keep in mind that we'll have to do with whatever light is left in the environment. So we will never spotlight, and especially cheetah, but even more so because there are cubs around. So we'll just work with whatever light we have in the environment. If it's too dark and we have to use infrared, then that's like a cue that we are here for too long. So this might be our last segment here. So just keep that in mind. I'm quite surprised that no hyenas have showed up just yet. But I also know that there aren't any lions in the area at the moment. So when we talk about scavengers, being a scavenger is a strategy. It's not a type of animal. It's not a group of animals. And many animals will employ that strategy. That means that even leopards will scavenge, even lions will scavenge, anything that can will, because most predators are opportunistic. So a cheetah taking down an impala here, there being cubs around, probably going to attract some other predators too. But I must say that this whole family has kept a really low profile, because those elephants, even though they may be a little bit more tolerable or tolerant of cheetah, they don't seem to have reacted at all, really. And we know if this was a leopard or these were hyenas or lions, elephants would be reacting very, very quickly. So I reckon they've kept a profile. Now, I am not sure if we're live or not, because we seem to have lost every contact with the outside world right now. So I'm going to turn around and ask expert.
The inverter has decided to.
Well, our search is tricky because we've lost a lot of light. So we thought we'd come to the dam and just sit. It's stunning. Birds are squeezing out their last call. Maybe we'll hear a leopard or two. I'm glad you got to meet the Ashia female, Trish. She is just amazing, and those cubs are amazing, and what a great family. I'm so glad they're still doing well. It's been quite the afternoon, so I am just really taking this moment to listen. We have been hearing the vocalizations from our camp, so we will hear them from this side too. Or maybe they're just moonlight lovers that only canoodle at midnight. I don't know. Lisa, you're asking what qualifies an animal to get a personal name. I hope I got that correct. With our more iconic species, like your leopards, your lions, your hyenas, actually it's all done differently. So the prides and the coalitions of lions are normally named after where they sort of come from. So the Avokas, that coalition we used to have, comes from the property of Avoka. And of course then you had the Talamati pride, and now you have the Talamati breakaways. So lions are a little bit different. They themselves get unique little nicknames. So Amber Eyes, Blondie, Mohawk, Dark Mane, Purple Eye. And that's just to separate them out individually, going on their features. Whereas leopards, they obviously have individual names. And that's normally given to the person that first found the leopard, who first found the den, who first found the cubs. Or maybe someone that's been working on the property for a long time, like Aubrey, like Rexon. All the others have left now, but people like that, maybe Michelle, they would get the chance to put forward names for the leopards. When it comes to the hyenas, they are less popular in terms of people wanting to name them. So normally WildEarth get the chance to put it to our viewers, put it to you guys to help choose the names, because you need to recognize them individually. I mean, Indabele's cub right now doesn't have a name, and it's becoming tricky because it's just Indabele's cub. So just to wrap up, that cub needs a name, just to recognize it individually. I'm trying to think what other animals. Cheetahs, again, we don't get them too often here, but if a den was found with cubs, it would normally go to the main stakeholders on that property. Now, with the likes of Dewey, the hippo in this dam, or Batavia, the battalier, that's normally just cute little nicknames that we normally make up or you guys suggest. Batilda was suggested by you lot, Batavia was suggested by Catherine, and it's just a nickname to recognize that animal as an individual species. Or an individual, sorry, not an individual species. My goodness, I'm so tired today. So I hope that answered your question. I'm going to continue to sit and listen, and you guys are going to go back over to Liam.
Superb. So still sat here in the northernmost sort of section of Pridelands with our two hyenas. The light is extremely low, so Biko's doing everything he can to make that view as clear as possible. But unless they come ambling this way, I don't think it's going to get any easier than that. Yeah, I think this must be one of my longest hyena sightings here on Pridelands, which makes me think that they've obviously got a reason to hang around here, whether it's the fact that there's a den here somewhere, or that they are waiting on the periphery of a predator sighting. We certainly haven't seen any signs of lion, heard any growling, seen any scavenging birds in the trees. So yeah, I don't know. I guess there's also the potential that these hyenas are just relaxing. Regardless, it's wonderful to see them. It has been a very full day for BK and myself here on Pridelands. Wow. Yeah, not a breath of wind. There's just this unbelievable stillness in the air. A little bit of golden light left to the west. But it is a magnificent dry season evening in a really special part of the world. We're very, very grateful that we get to be out here. Not a bad gig, I say. But yeah, very soon we'll be beginning the nocturnal chapter. Tracy, definitely. Yeah, I guess cute is not a word that you'd initially think would come to mind when you're looking at something like a hyena, but I've always said if you're a dog person, and I definitely am, the sort of dog-like quality of a hyena makes them really charismatic. I've got a really big dog at home, a Belgian Malinois cross Argentine Dogo, and he reminds me a lot of a hyena. Big soulful eyes. The calls of some hippos way off in the distance, though I doubt those came through for you.
Those sounds just go straight through you.
Right, well, now we have entered the nighttime safari. As you can see, we are in infrared. So now we are hoping we are going to get maybe our last few minute leopard or lion or hyena. You never know, one of the nocturnal critters that we usually try and find during the night time. Of course, using the spotlight, very important during the time, because while you're driving like this, using the spotlight, if there is something looking directly at me and the spotlight or the light hits that animal's eyes, then we get a nice little reflection and then get some eyeballs looking at us, and then we can see what we're looking at. But we've got infrared, so at least we don't have to use the spotlight on any animals around here. That's one fortunate thing, this infrared works so nice.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Nice.
Usually on this open clearing, now and again we get I know Ben the other day had an African wild cat around one of these clearings. So I always try to see if I can get any form of eyes looking at us, and then...
It's an interesting concept, that, you know, with the eye shine. I don't know if you've sort of think of the different colorations that come through. I don't know if you've come across any explanations on that, Cedric?
No, well, please go.
No, I just because you know what ultimately is reflecting the light is a crystal of sorts. You know, depending on the size of the eyeball, you know, you're going to get more reds coming through. So like your bush babies, you know, your galagos. But then, you know, as soon as the eye gets a little bit smaller, and depending on the angle of that animal's head, you know, you'll get a couple of greens or oranges, or even the blues, you know, your indigos coming through. So, you know, a lot of movies, when you think of a predator, you see those blood red eyes, you know, shining at you from the darkness. It's definitely not the case, you know. So it's really a crystal that helps animals see a little bit better at night. You know, even impala have it. So herbivores,
it's like crystal reflectors.
Exactly.
So they reduce it, they can increase it. It depends on the time of day.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I know we always talk about rods and cones, right? Yeah. So the rods are the ones that more light, and the cones are the ones that see more color. I always think of the Star Wars, you know, the light rod.
The lightsabers, yeah.
And then the ice cream cones, you know, with all the different colors. I love ice cream. Do you like ice cream?
Love ice cream to bits. Even in winter time, I can do with ice cream. Good old soft serve.
I heard, Owen, we got some ice cream line. Some homemade.
I think he's already eaten all of it, so... Yeah, very interesting facts, that, you know.
Nice.
It's always nice to know about the eye reflection and all that, and how it comes about.
Sure.
Katrina, you say I must go and find an elf. Katrina, I don't know where I'm going to find an elf tonight.
Remember, our elves here are called tokoloshis.
Tokoloshis,
there are some tokoloshis around. That's the African elf.
An owl. Oh, sorry. It sounded like an owl. So you said
an owl.
Sorry, I do apologize. An owl, not an elf.
Yeah.
It sounded like an elf in my ear.
I think owls right on the back of tokoloshis. An owl would be
two
beautiful.
in one there.
Well, what sort of owls do you get here?
Well, we're getting like nice barred owls, a Scops owl, bull spotted owlets, got this spotted eagle owl of the wigs. Of course, the wigs, we are waiting for them to start nesting very soon again. They're in the Mulwati, that drainage line that we were driving in today.
Okay.
And they nested there last year and the year before. And this year last year they had 2 chicks, and they left the nest at, I think it was in January.
Sorry, what owl was that?
Spotted eagle owl.
Spotted eagle owl.
That's
they're
correct.
Beautiful.
Very stunning.
They've got that classic owl call, eh?
It is.
Very much an owl sound.
It is. It's
some of the owls out here definitely don't sound like an owl. And they call in the middle of the day as well. It's crazy.
An owl for me that really kind of sounds spooky, like for the night time, typical for the owls, is the barn owl.
Yeah,
with that screech.
That screech is, you picture or tokoloshis on the backs of baboons. But yeah, don't ride brooms, they ride baboons apparently. But backwards with the tail out.
Kathy Lee, you say, have I looked at the leopard's nest, old Nsumi's nest? Kathy Lee, every single day when I go past right here at this spot, there you'll see a dead log there. So down there's the a fallen over marula tree. What was very interesting about this was a few months ago we had a female leopard in Nsumi, a young female, and she was pretty much nestled in that fallen over part. So in other words, like where it broke off, she actually was lying in there like a little nest. She made a little nest for herself. It was really very interesting, and she lay there the whole afternoon until the evening. So yes, Kathy Lee, every single night I come past here, I do take a look at that fallen over marula tree. Just in case, you never know. You never know. All righty then.
Never know what might be around the next corner.
Never know. But as I say, I always like this open clearing. White-tailed mongoose, always enjoy these big clearings. Alright, well, we are going to slowly still move around this open clearing just to see if we're going to get our maybe a last minute luck with some nocturnal critter. Let's head over to Lauren to see what's happening on her night drive.
A long time. There are eyes down there. Can you see those eyes? Can I direct you with the camera? Just zoom in. No, up. No. I'm gonna shine the light. There. Looking back at us. Watch where I'm shining the light. There, something's staring at us. Okay. There. So just go in here. There. Oh, it's a bloody bird. You see that? Yeah. Jeez. Why do they have the brightest eyes? Can we turn this off? Is that okay? Thank you. Trying to find animals with your cameraman in infrared is a bit of a dance. I haven't heard from Jared in a really long time.
All right, so as we can see, we are just now on the open clearing, and yeah, we're just taking a look around the sidewalk, coming right to the end of the clearing now, heading towards campsite. As you know, tonight we have got a fireside chat. It is World Ranger Day coming up very soon.
Yeah, on Monday, World Ranger Day.
Yeah, Monday.
Definitely talk about some of the good work that they do out there in Africa and in the world. That's for sure.
Definitely, and that's like it's given me an eye opener on the rangers themselves, the anti-poachers and all that. Especially that I was also pretty much involved in that for a few months.
Yep.
And it really opens one's eyes to actually see what goes into it and how much hard work those guys do and the ground they cover. They cover so much ground. I think I was so fit when I was in the anti-poaching. I was so fit. I think every day I did kilometers. And it wasn't just like a normal roads. When I was doing patrolling and all that, it was in riverbeds, up hills, down hills.
Sometimes when those rhinos come a little bit too close, you might walk a little bit quicker than you intended.
Exactly. No matter how tired you are, you're still going to walk quicker for sure.
Yeah. The guys even do patrols at night. So send a thought out to everybody operating in the deep, dark African night.
Yeah. Chris, you say what's something about David? Sorry, I think it was something like it's been so much fun having you on board.
Oh, cheers! Thanks, Chris.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Love being here. It's an absolute passion of mine. Being in the bush and being with like-minded people. Thanks, Cedric. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, it's been a pleasure having you next door to me here, right here, and listening to all your stories and all that. And
you never stop learning out here, that's for sure.
So Chris says, it's been also a lot of fun and quite relaxing with you being next to me.
That's nature doing the work.
Indeed. All right, so we're just going now just to the last bit of the open clearing now. Just going to see if we can get maybe that last minute genet that we had over here a few nights ago.
Do you love relaxing at a waterhole with the sights and sounds of Africa all around you? Well, we have some really exciting news for you. From August 1st, Africam is joining forces with WildEarth to bring the majesty of Africa right into your living room with 9 incredible new waterhole cameras from across South Africa and Kenya. Get ready to embark on a new journey. This is Live at the Waterhole.
So it really is just time, the most difficult time for me to spot the animals. If you do watch the dam cam, keep your eyes and ears open, because I am sure we will hear those leopards. I hope that they come for a drink and they don't go to Gallego, but they actually go to Gowrie Dam, and then we can see who it is. We can speculate and we can assume, but sometimes that's dangerous. Because we've tried really hard. Aubrey's on it. Aubrey checked inside the lodge. I checked the drainage line. I know that Cedric checked this morning. I'm not quite sure where he checked, but I know he thoroughly checked. And then Aubrey's gone back in. That's why I originally thought they were possibly on Buffelshoek. That was the only sort of logical explanation that I could come up with, but they're not. They're here. Being really good leopards. Making babies and being secret about it. Stuck in bed. We do normally get permissions to stay out late if we want to. We used to do night drives and thermal droning at all weird hours of the morning. We normally get permission to do so, especially from the APU, so that they know there is going to be a vehicle out that is not doing any harm and we're just filming. However, tonight is the fireside chat. So tonight, I'm afraid, we will not be staying out late. We need to get back and get organized pretty quickly for the fireside chat, I'm afraid. But that's where we have the wonderful tool that is the dam cam. I have really looked today. But as I've mentioned, with no tracks and no vocalizations, it's really difficult to determine exactly where they are in what can only be described as a really extensive drainage line. And then, of course, when they finish their mating bout, they'll pop out. They'll be hungry, they'll be thirsty. So I can only hope we get answers one day. So I'm going to head to our open area now. We're going to send you guys to Liam on the move.
Superb. So sorry about that. I believe the last time you were with us, we may have lost signal a bit there. But we're on a ridge and we're back. Yeah, bumbling back in the direction of our camp, just reflecting on a superb day out in the bush. Most of them are, but today was proper exceptional. Yeah, just stunning. Yeah, reveling in the majesty that is that Ezelwini elephant bull. I did say in one of my live segments there that I'd post a number of photos of him through the years to my social media with some dates. So yeah, go to my Instagram story and check it out if you'd like. It is incredible how far that elephant has come. And amazing to think that they do most of their ivory tusk growing in sort of the final chapter of their lives. So how big will he actually become? Talk about long in the tooth. I hope we have the opportunity to view him all the way to the end. Hamster, we're so thrilled that you enjoyed it. Awesome to have you along. And Mission Control let me know that the person who pointed out that my hat has got a face on it was Top Cat. So Top Cat, thanks for that. I can now never unsee that for the rest of the rest of my life. But yeah, I think it was a lucky hat today. We've got a lucky something if it's not that. Luvuyo, a jackal. Yeah, always the potential. We've probably got more likelihood of finding a jackal somewhere like Pridelands than the Sabi Sands. Now, with the density of leopards in a place like Djuma, though jackals are sometimes seen, they're very, very often heavily pressured by the density of leopards, which the Sabi Sand is famous for. Yeah, and possibly an even greater chance of finding them somewhere like Amukala. Even greater than here.
Not everyone gets excited to hear a leopard chuff, spot a pangolin, or see a real impala rut. But if you are wild about the wild, you can become part of a community of like-minded nature lovers and share authentic wildlife experiences with the world. Join the Explorers Club and you will also enjoy the many benefits that come with it too. WildEarth Explorers, it's in your nature.
Yeah, so we'll leave that giraffe in peace and continue our missions. We should probably start pointing a little bit more in the direction of home. I think there's roughly 5 odd minutes left of drive. Thank you very much for that, Anna Marie. What a pleasure. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to be here on WildEarth and yeah, to be out in the place where he's actually found. I've waited 9 years for that. That's amazing.
We did spot some zebra over there. Oh no, there they are. Well done. The zebra. Just to finish off our drive in Djuma. I look forward to either hearing the leopards when I go to my bedroom tonight, maybe even during the fireside chat, or getting the dam cam updates from tomorrow. One or the other. Our zebras are right in the middle of the open area, so it's a little bit tricky. I think if I maybe reverse. Let me try. Let's see what we can do. Of course, the middle of the open area is the safest place to be. Andrew, the video guy, you had a great drive and you loved this awesome sightings. Thank you so much, Andrew, the video guy, for always being so positive and always being so awesome yourself. You never have anything but nice things to say, and it is very much appreciated. I'm excited to see what tomorrow has in store. I always get excited about the sunrise. Way more than I do the sunset. Deborah, you're saying tomorrow will be the day. You can feel it in your toes. Well, I hope your toes are correct, Deborah. All 10 of them. You know, it just makes so much sense now because I got called by Aubrey, leopard at the gate, going into camp, tried to look for it, monkeys were alarming, couldn't find it. And then, of course, that leopard never ever came back out again. Then the meeting started. Then the sort of updates from the dam cam, which we receive every morning, say leopards mating. And I stupidly thought, oh, I can't be here because we're just not picking up on it. I thought Bufosuk, and that's my bad because it was right here all along. So I think that leopard that Aubrey saw walking past the gate that day was Mulwati. That's what my suspicions are telling me. But yes, Debbie, we'll get there. I think tomorrow will be that day. We'll put the effort in, that's for sure. And then if not, we'll head to the hyena den. Why? Because we can. Got to keep up with the Djuma clan. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I'm going to stop there now, everyone. Yeah. But it has been a wonderful drive from all locations, I believe. I had a wonderful private safari myself, and I think all the locations had wonderful things to show. I hope Tessa stays nice and dry and warm with that storm that is about to hit the Eastern Cape. And I hope we don't feel it at this side. But on that note, everyone, the sunset safari is now coming to an end. The sun has set, and keep your eyes peeled on that dam cam. The fireside chat is about to begin with Cedric and Dave. So thank you everyone for jumping on board. We shall see you tomorrow.
This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.